Hey guys, welcome back to HammerJoys.net. I've got here the official Samsung original product, their extended battery kit. Now it calls it a kit because it comes with a whole new back plate to replace the one there. It's 2000 milliamp hours, as you can see there, as opposed to the 1650 that comes in a standard. A lot of people say, well, why didn't they just release this? You know, they should have released this with the phone. Why just have it as an extra? Some people might say, well, it's for them to make more money. Personally, I believe they were trying to make this as thin and light as possible. And the 2000, well, we'll see how much difference it makes, but I would imagine it's going to add a bit of weight to it. So I'm very interested to see what this is going to do. Weight and feel wise to my phone, because I do love it being so light. So let's compare first of all. So there they are, side by side. You wouldn't tell there's anything different. There you can see the difference. Now people are saying it's you get about 25% more life. That actually looks, I don't know if it's just me, that looks more than 25% extra battery, but maybe not, maybe I'm just being a bit oopsie daisy. So that's the difference. Let's now see what happens if I fit the battery in. Wow, you can hardly tell actually. There's me saying, oh, it feels more, but it doesn't look at that. It's almost the same, it feels. So now the back. It doesn't feel a great deal of difference. It does feel a bit more of a lip around the edge there. And it's got this sort of honeycomb look, where the battery isn't, but there will be space. So I can just compare them side by side. You wouldn't really tell, but you can, I think, see hardly any difference there really. So, enough of this mucking about. Well, actually, yeah, that's where you can tell the difference. So, the end of that, you can see the lip. The end of that, not so much. Slight, very slight, perhaps. There's that in there. Sorry, that bugged me if I left it. Right. So on goes the back. It looks great still from that. Can I feel a difference? Yeah, I can. It does feel thicker, because I know a lot of people say, well, it's the same height really as the lip. And it pretty much is now. It's almost smooth across, and the camera. I mean, you can even feel it dents in a little bit to where the camera is, but that's fine. And you can just feel the lip. It's still slightly higher, but that's a good solid feel to it. It doesn't, no problems there. But because that bit is the bit that you hold it at, you can feel the difference. Anyway, I'll do some testing through the magic of editing. It'll happen almost instantaneously for you. I'm going to go and test this for a week or two, and I'll report back my findings. Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been using this battery for about 3 weeks, and I'm really quite impressed. Today, for example, I've been off charge since 3:30 this morning, because that's just when I woke up for some reason, took it off charge, went back to sleep thankfully, and I'm still only just dipped underneath halfway. It's been a relatively light day's use. Let me show you. As you can see, I've had a live wallpaper going all day. Screen on time, hour and 23, 24 almost. So kind of average, I would think, for most people. Beyond Pod, I was listening to a podcast this morning as I was getting ready for work out the speaker, and then out of the earphones as I was riding into work and back. So that's been on for about an hour and 40. So that's quite quite a lot of usage. Then Google Plus at lunchtime and Twitter and stuff like that. As you can see, 14 hours 21 on battery. For me, Wi-Fi is the more power friendly way of doing things, and that's, you can see where the power usage was quite low. I'm still getting bits like this. I'm not quite sure what's happening, where it comes down and it just pop back up a little bit. I have calibrated and deleted battery stats, but maybe I need to do it once more, because that shouldn't really come back up again. It's kind of odd. And you can see the awaken screen along the bottom. You can see I've not been charging. But yeah, 14 hours, and we've only just walked down to 45 now. That's pretty good usage. Last week there was one time where I spent most of the day, well, on my day off and a day at work, and it lasted 38 hours between charges off this battery. So honestly, really quite impressive for £25. Very worthwhile investment. I've not even been close to having to worry about it within one day. Even on the hardest days, I had a day again last week where I went to the gym. I was listening to podcasts in the morning, and then on my journey in, then I'm at the gym listening to music. I was watching American football on my break, and at the gym for that matter. Yeah, I was watching American football, streaming it over the network, and then listening to podcasts on my way on the ride home. And still, when I plugged in to charge at the end of the day, I think it was still on about 40% like it is now, something like that. It really means you don't have to worry about the battery at all. And it's kind of, you do lose the wow factor. So I remember I've had this with me now when I've sort of met people, oh, you've got the Galaxy S2, and I don't feel as proud as, when it was so thin and lighter. Yeah, feel that, and they'll always go, wow. And you've lost that now. I mean, it's still not that heavy, 130 and a bit grams, so it's still lighter than a lot of phones, but it has lost that wow factor. But to be honest, I'm happy enough to trade that in. I'm not quite so vain that, I'd rather it looking better and feeling better and I have a worse life. Really a very impressive battery. Available £24.95 from mobilefun.co.uk. I highly recommend it. My name's Andy, hemajoyous.net.